Mobility components of a stroke patient, that how you bring a stroke patient from a supine position to a sitting position. There are several steps to follow, that how you bring a stroke patient from a supine line to a sitting position. First one is a essential components of a rolling. For example, if a patient has a left side stroke, then a right side of that patient will be paralyzed. So a therapist will stand on an unaffected side and bring a affected side up. What would you do? First, you will perform a neck rotation on the towards the unaffected side, then horizontal protraction of a shoulder, then bring the knees and hips in flexion position, which will be followed by the trunk rotation. Keep pillow behind so patient can't rotate back to its original position. Next is a accession components of the side lying to sitting. Now a patient is in the side lying position. First perform neck side flexion to the affected side, then shoulder abduction, then perform the foot clearance, and then the side binding on the trunk. Now a patient is in the sitting position. Next is the essential components of a sitting. Now patient is in the sitting position. So how a patient will maintain that sitting position? There are different steps. Like first, bring the patient towards the edge of a table through the gluteal walk. Next, keep both the feet 6 inches apart and keep the stool below. Hands should be in the level, shoulders should be on the level, and keep a trunk in extension position. So when a trunk is in the extension position, there should be an inferior pelvic tilt on the pelvis. And next point is to keep both hip and the knees in 90-degree flexion position. Next is a sitting balance. There are two types of balance. One is the static balance, other is the dynamic balance. In static balance, there are two parts. First, you open the eyes for 30 seconds, and in second the part, you close the eyes for the 15 seconds. So what happens? In first part, you will open the eyes for 30 seconds and you will concentrate on one point. Then in the next part, you ask the patient to close the eyes for 15 seconds and maintain the sitting position. Some patients can maintain a balance with the eyes open, but when they close the eyes, the patient will lose their balance. This is because there is a pressure on their vestibular system. We can also perform finger to nose test in this part. What happens in a finger to nose test is that you ask the patient to touch the examiner's finger and then his nose. In this way, you check the uh, patient's balance, that a patient sway or not, and at the same time, you slowly increase the distance. The next is to check a dynamic balance. Dynamic balance has two parts, internal perturbation, and the next is the external perturbation. So what you check is a balance and a coordination of a stroke patient. First one is an internal perturbation. In internal perturbation is to check balance, like to check whether a stroke patient sway or not. So how you perform is that it can be performed alone by the therapist, or while the therapist perform, other person can also support a stroke patient. Like what you do, you ask the patient to abduct the shoulder and wait for 30 seconds and check whether the patient sway or not. You can ask the patient to look up, look down, look to side, first look to the right, then look to the left side, then perform the trunk rotation, but each movement will be maintained for the 30 seconds. What happens in internal perturbation is to perform first on the affected side. Like if your patient have a left side stroke, then right side weaknesses occur. So the movement will be first performed in the right side. Whether the patient and you check whether the patient sway or not. Then perform again the same movement on the unaffected side. You ask the patient to abduct the shoulder, look up, look down, and each movement will be maintained for 30 seconds. After internal perturbation, to check more complex balance, then we move to external perturbation. What we do in external perturbation is we give a jerk to the patient. First start from the affected side, give slight jerk from the forward, then backward, and then sideways. But at the same time, give support if in case the patient sway. In this, we also perform forward reach test to check the balance. First perform on the affected and ask the patient to touch the examiner's hand, then slowly increase the distance. What happened in this way, you check the sitting balance, that how much patient can maintain himself in this position. Then after performing on the affected, then perform on the unaffected side. Same as the forward reach test, there's another test which is known as a cross forward reach test. What happens in this, the therapist will stand in a cross way and ask the patient to touch the hand and slowly increase the distance so that a patient can move forward to touch the examiner's hand. And this way you check the patient's balance and coordination.